The FCC just announced plans to slash net neutrality rules, allowing ISPs like AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon to block apps, slow websites, and charge fees to control what you see and do online. This is very serious, and the FCC is going to vote on December 14th. How is this going to cost you and your family privacy, your security? How will this affect Bitcoin and blockchain technology? And if enough of us go FCCyourself.com, then can we stop the FCC? Let's discuss. Hey everybody, I'm Gary Palmer Jr., you're you, and together, welcome to Minting Coins. So in this episode of Minting Coins, we are talking about the FCC, we are talking about net neutrality, and we are talking about what's happening with this recent news, recent developments of them again seeking to remove Title II and to remove net neutrality rules to allow large corporations, ISPs that control your internet data to use that data against you, to split up how you can access that data, and to create unfair advantages for one app versus another app, for one website versus another website, instead of all of those websites having equal access to all people on the internet. There's going to be a difference of access for all people and all websites on the internet. This is a huge concern. This can take away innovation. This can take away the innovation of new companies to be able to compete and to reach new audiences online, while larger companies are going to be able to just throw more money at a situation to get them, their company, their position, higher visibility. So with that being said, I want to go right into what we're talking about. Why is this important? What can you do to take immediate action to prevent this devastating future from becoming a reality? And then also, how does Bitcoin and blockchain technology fit into this conversation, of which I'm sure all of us care deeply about? So with that being said, let's jump into the news and let's discuss. So starting over here at battleforthenet.com, we are looking at this page here, and this web page here is giving us a great overview of what this is that we're talking about and why it's important. And they have great calls to action here where you can just pop in your phone number and they're going to connect you with a script of what you can say to write to your congressperson to let them know how you feel about this. So, and to potentially, to hopefully preserve net neutrality and to preserve the Title II protections of net neutrality on the internet. And so, we need more people to call. We need you to call. It's important that you call. It's important that you do something. It's important that you make your voice heard. This is something that we talk about over and over and over again on this channel, is not just being an observer, not just being a bystander, but actually being a player, actually taking action, actually doing something to create the future that, whether you like it or not, you're going to be a part of, and you're going to be subject to the rules of this new system. So real quick, what is net neutrality and why does this matter? So net neutrality is the principle that the internet and internet providers like Comcast and Verizon should not control what we see and what we do. And that in 2015, startups, internet freedom groups, and 3.7 million commenters won strong net neutrality rules from the FCC. And that these rules prohibit internet providers from blocking, from throttling, and from paid prioritization, so-called fast lanes, for websites and corporations to pay to get greater speed and greater access and greater visibility, while everyone else would be stuck in the slow internet or the slow lane, where it's going to be difficult or impossible for people to access. And so that is just significant. What if you weren't able to access, your favorite news site? What if you weren't able to access your favorite media site or messaging site or chat website? this is going to be able to create those differences to allow corporations to favor one type of company or one company over another company, which is effectively limiting speech. It's effectively limiting freedom in a lot of ways. You know, this control over the media, this control over the news, this control over who has visibility to say what is similar to the control over money and the control over finance and the control over who can support who, you know, in terms of the monetary aspect. And so there's a lot of people who are coming together to prevent this from happening. And who are they coming together against? Well, unfortunately, they're coming together against these giant corporations. And it's Team Cable. We're talking about Comcast, Verizon, Time Warner Cable, and AT&T. All of these major corporations who would benefit if they were able to increase the prices. They would benefit if they would have to, if they were able to not worry about the service equally for everybody. And if they win, they're going to have the power to slow down some websites, to bully any website into paying millions of dollars to escape the slow lane. And essentially, this is going to create a tax on any new company or any small business or any independent voice that isn't going to be able to pay, or would have to pay in order to play, in order to be heard. And if this existed when the internet first came out, you wouldn't have companies like Google, you wouldn't have companies like Facebook, you wouldn't have any of these awesome new innovating companies which now exist. So what can we do, or what can be the risks? Well, you could have a slow internet. You have to pay to use a website that should otherwise be free. You could get blocked from viewing a website from your internet service provider because your ISP doesn't like who they are. On this website, these are all banners that you can use to help promote this information, to help promote awareness of what's happening and what they're going to be voting on in just a couple of weeks here. And we need people to call and to mail their Congress people right away. This is very, very important. And so again, you can come to this website, you can click here to call your congressperson, and then there's additional reading material as well. So this net neutrality is a real problem, not just for the freedom of speech and the freedom of communication and the freedom of press, but this is also a real problem for the freedom of money and the freedom of finance, because if they're able to control one type of traffic over another type of traffic, then they're going to be able to throttle the Bitcoin traffic and Bitcoin-like traffic and other types of cryptocurrency traffic that's out there, right? And so there's ways that this could get masked. So Zen Cash, for example, is implementing their Zen secure nodes, and the Zen secure nodes are going to allow for the transaction and communication of Zen Cash blockchain technology, and it's going to be obfuscated as normal, everyday, secured internet communications technology. And so they're not going to be able to see that the Zen Cash blockchain is passing blockchain technology. But at the same time, that's just Zencash. Bitcoin is still going to be recognizable. And granted, Bitcoin will still work because there's lots of ways to make Bitcoin work. They can slow down the network. They can affect the network. And so this has a direct effect on Bitcoin and blockchain technology, even though we all know this isn't going to destroy it. This isn't going to prevent Bitcoin. This isn't going to prevent blockchain technology. But this is going to make it much more difficult for people to engage with Bitcoin-friendly, Bitcoin-specific websites that don't pay for these lanes or for the traffic that wants to get through the ISPs. So what could this look like? What does this mean? So take a look at this image right here. We have this sort of example of the pay-to-play sort of access, where maybe you pay separately for your messaging, and you pay separately for your social, and you pay separately for the video, and separately from the music and the email and business. And so everything could be separate. You get free access to the apps that are made by that ISP, but any of these other apps you have to pay for. And I'm sure we can all imagine that, the first month is free and it's $4.99 for the, every month after that. How long until it goes from $4.99 to $5.99, then everything altogether is more than it was. And for your app or for a new app to even be placed in the social category. When there's a new social app and they want to get placed in that social category, they're going to have to pay to become part of that premium package, or their service isn't going to work as well for everyone that wants to use it. So it's definitely very, very interesting. Basically, what people are saying, that this is a huge giveaway to companies like AT&T and Comcast, who are going to get to charge everyone piles of money for nothing new. For everything that they're already doing, they're just going to be able to charge people more money, or remove services and just charge you just as much money. It's really unfortunate. And so where this brings us to is that John Oliver, he has the HBO show Last Week Tonight. This video is going to be linked inside this video, so please go check out this video. This is an awesome 20-minute video, very, very entertaining, going over at a high level, at a very funny level, what's happening with net neutrality, what's happening with the FCC, and what he talks about in this video, which came out in May 7th, 2017, is just as relevant, actually more relevant today than it was even then. So definitely go and definitely check out this video right here. But the punchline, the bottom line, is that you can go to gofccyourself.com and you can take immediate and tangible action. You can have your voice heard. You can contact your local congressperson, your local representative, and you can let them know that you do not want the FCC to remove net neutrality protections. You do not want the FCC to remove the Title II protections that are protecting net neutrality for us, for everyone within the United States of America. And so if you go over to gofccyourself.com, it's going to automatically hyperlink you directly to the important page that you want to reach. And then you can click right here where it says Express. So you just go to gofccyourself.com, click on Express, and then right in here you can put in, it automatically fills in the 17-108. You can put in your information, you can put in your comments, and then you can submit these to the FCC for review. You can see lots of other people are already doing this. And when I say lots of other people, I'm talking about 22.2 million people. There are more people who have filled out a comment on this proposal than there are the number of Bitcoins that will ever exist in the history of the world. And again, I'm encouraging you to be one of these additional voices who are letting themselves be heard to the FCC, who are letting themselves be heard to their congresspeople. Please pick up the phone. Please click on this link in the show notes below and let the FCC know that we want to protect net neutrality. We want to protect Title II. Let your congressperson know. Contact them. Use the link from the battleforthenet.com. Just pop in your phone number, click call. It's going to connect you with the most appropriate congressperson and the script for you. But shifting back over to Bitcoin, it's interesting that Blockstream does have Bitcoin BTC satellites broadcasting the blockchain from space. And so anyone in the United States, North America, South America, most of Europe, most of all of Europe, and then beyond, and then almost all of Africa, they're receiving Bitcoin Blockstream satellite signal for the blockchain. And then if you're interested in learning more about how to receive a Blockstream satellite receiver, we'll have this information in the show notes from GitHub. And then this allows anyone to receive the blockchain, to sync the blockchain, and then from syncing the blockchain, that's one direction in. But if you want to then send a transaction in this apocalyptic scenario where you need to use the satellite system, then you can send transactions using SMS relays. You can send transactions using ham radio and radio frequencies. And then you can send transactions also potentially using the Samurai wallet, which is very, very interesting. And so, I guess the last thing that we'll say with that is that on top of us needing to take action for the internet that we have now and contacting the FCC and our Congress people and recognizing that even if the internet is compromised, there's still ways that Bitcoin and the blockchain technology will continue to run and will continue to exist for anyone in the world who needs it, for anyone in the world who wants it. It will exist. But really, this brings us to a bigger issue for a bigger concept. And this is really talking about the same sort of concepts that have gotten us into Bitcoin and blockchain technology in 2009 and in 2010. You know, back with the whole Occupy Wall Street situation, you know, a lot of people focused on destroying the old. A lot of people focused on ending the system that has been not helping people, ending the system that has been hurting people. And then when Bitcoin and blockchain technology came around, that wasn't a focus of destruction of the old, that was a focus on the creation of the new. And so I think the same thing is going to happen with the internet. I think the same thing is going to happen with the entire World Wide Web, is that we can focus on destroying the parts of the system that are seeking to destroy the parts of the system. I think a lot of other people are going to start focusing on creating a new system, focusing on creating decentralized internet service providers, focus on creating decentralized internet access where not any one person is going to control these hubs into the internet. Maybe it's going to be based on a token. Maybe it's going to, it be based on some sort of system where anyone is going to be able to access the internet at rock bottom fees instead of paying these huge fees to these giant centralized corporations that are just taking your data and selling your data anyways, right? Charging you high fees, throttling your service as it is, and then selling your data. On the flip side, you're getting a triple whammy against your pocketbook, a triple whammy against your security, against your privacy, against your best interests. And we are just seeing the situation explode, right? This micro issue with the net neutrality, this micro issue with the FCC is just amplifying the conversation and amplifying the problems with the current situation. And so, yes, on one hand, take action. On one hand, go to the battleforthenet.com and call your congressperson. Go to Go FCC yourself.com and fill out the form and take action. And at the same time, continue learning about internet privacy. Continue learning about how the internet works. Continue learning about Bitcoin. Continue learning how blockchain technology works. And continue sharing this information with other people in your life, with other people in your world. Because by you helping your friends, by you helping your family, by you helping the other people in your community, and even by helping your enemies, you're creating a stronger, better system for your future. You're creating a stronger, better system for your children that they're going to be growing up through the future. And so we really need to take action now. We really need to come together now, and we really need to do what we can with the information that we have. Just because what else are we going to do? I mean, you can't do nothing. You can't just sit back. You can't just watch this, devastating situation continue to get worse. We really want to do what we can. That's really all I can say about that. So that's my plea to you to take action, to fill out the form and to call your congressperson. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know, do you think this is a lost cause? Let me know, are you going to take action? Are you not going to take action? Are you going to share this link with your friends, the Go FCC yourself.com or the John Oliver piece, or even this video? What are you going to do to make this world a better place? What are you going to do to protect the internet that we have? What are you going to do to help other people and their awareness of the situation that we're getting into? All right. Well, with that being said, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hearing me out through this video. Again, share your thoughts, share your comments. It gives us such fuel and just builds up the conversation, helps other people involved to be part of the conversation as well. Like this video so other people can find this video. Check us out on STEEMIT. Feel free to make an account at mintingcoins.com. And if you want a free account, just shoot us an email. We'll be happy to give you a free account if you can't afford for the membership right now. And yeah, just we have exciting things on the way. We have more coming out, and we're happy to be building this and to be working on this together. So with that being said, I'm glad that together we are minting coins.